So I want to start off and just thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Now throughout this video, I'm going to talk about the difference between my marketing plan and most agents. You see, most agents simply rely on the MLS syndication program. That might even show you something that looks like this. Now what this is any home that goes into the MLS system will syndicate out to hundreds of websites. The difference with my marketing plan is I'm going to specifically go into the top websites and maximize the exposure in them. Now I can do this because I'm a premier agent with Realtor.com and I'm a premier agent with Zillow, which feeds into Trulia. So what this does is the more information I can put on these websites actually reward me by doing this, and by being a top agent in these websites. This is something I pay for every month. It's going to allow your listing to show up before other listings. So the top websites we're going to go into besides the MLS is going to be Zillow, Realtor.com, and Trulia. We also do passive marketing in social media, and where most buyers aren't going to be going to Facebook and Instagram looking for a home, you never know where that perfect buyer is going to come from. So we want to put that listing in front of everybody to maximize the exposure of our listings. So let's go inside the computer screen real quick and let me show you exactly what this looks like. So I want to start out with Zillow and our coming soon marketing plan. Now I'm a premier agent on Zillow. Not all agents are, because you have to actually pay quite a bit of money every month to have this feature, but it's well worth it in my opinion, because it allows me to do the coming soon and it allows me to maximize the exposure of each one of my listings. But when I list a home, I'll start the coming soon plan and marketing no more than 2 weeks before the home hits the market, because I feel like if you start too soon, people will start to lose interest in the home before it even goes live. But you can see we just use a basic photo. Usually I'll just take a couple with my cell phone, put it in as the coming soon, and then I'll just put in the description, keep an eye out for more photos and a video walkthrough. The next step that we do is, once a home is getting closer to going live, we will embed this photo right here. If we're going to be doing a twilight open house, we'll start adding additional photos, because that's going to help the listing pop up higher in the feed on Zillow, and it's going to give people an idea of what the home looks like. Once again, we're just trying to build excitement for that particular listing. And then once we get the video, we're going to embed that into Zillow as well. And we also will door knock neighborhoods sometimes, and we'll also call, inviting people to that twilight open house. Now if somebody sees it on Zillow, they'll see this icon and they can click on it. Hopefully it doesn't take too long to load, and they'll actually get to see a video of the home. Now it doesn't matter if we're listing a $100,000 home or a multi-million-dollar home. Every one of our listings has professional photos and a professional video done. Now we have found that this is really powerful for the coming soon, because it lets buyers know, hey, this is a property we definitely like to see, or this is something that doesn't fit what we're looking for. But it's really good for the out-of-state buyers that are going to potentially be coming in, because once again they can see the home before they actually walk it. Now this is not just a slideshow. This is actually a photographer walking through the home, videoing it like you are walking through it yourself. Now I also want to point out how our listings stand out more on Zillow and some of these other websites by adding this twilight open house, and we'll even do this with our traditional weekend open houses. So you can see here, this helps this listing stand out a little more. I also want to point out, by embedding the video and going in and adding additional information, and with being a premier agent, my listings are going to show up sooner than other homes in the Zillow feed. So you can see here, these homes have been on the market for a few days, but they don't have that video icon in the top left hand corner here. My listings do have that icon in the top left hand corner. Additional marketing that we're going to do to let buyers know about the listing coming on the market, as well as inviting people to these open houses, is we're going to use Facebook. Now when I say that we market on Facebook, we don't just simply share it on our personal page. We have a business page, and this allows us to take advantage of Facebook's algorithms, so we can put these listings in front of folks that would have the ability or the potential to purchase this home. For instance, this home started out at $750,000, so we probably don't want to target first-time home buyers. We want to target move-up buyers and people with a net worth that would put them in a position to purchase this home. Now on the other side, if we are listing a home that fits more of a first-time home buyer, we don't want to target individuals that are looking at buying luxury homes. So once again, we're just putting our listings in front of folks that have the ability to purchase them. Now, I think it's safe to say that all real estate agents are going to use the MLS system to get their listings sold, but not all agents are going to put all the information in that you're allowed to do. One thing we always do is we always want to put bedroom measurements in, because buyers are always curious of what the measurements of the rooms are. And if we have a 2-story, we want to make sure that we let people know what story those bedrooms are on. So this master is on the 1st floor. These bedrooms are on the 2nd floor. Then we also go in and we add as many characters as possible to the description. And then this is private remarks. Only the real estate agent can see this. And we want to let agents know that there's additional documentation up here. So all they do is they come up here, they click on this icon, and it's going to take them to this page. Now, if another agent wants to submit an offer on our listings, we want to make sure that they have everything that they need at their fingertips to submit that offer. So we're going to put seller disclosures in there, surveys. We add additional utility information because a lot of buyers are curious about what the average utilities are on a particular home. If the home has some updates and upgrades, we're going to upload that as well. Now, if the home has a significant amount of updates and upgrades, we're going to save it as a second photo because buyers don't know how to find that updates and upgrades. And I'll show you what that looks like here in a minute. So here's another one of our listings on Zillow. After a home syndicates, after we list a home on Thursday, we always want to list a home on Thursday because homes listed on Thursday, you get more traffic that first weekend than any other day of the week because people can see it late Thursday and it gives them time to set up plans to look at the home over the weekend. But we go into MLS, after a home goes into MLS, it usually takes about 24 hours to syndicate. Then we're going to go into these top 3 websites and make sure everything's syndicated properly. We're going to add more photos if we can. We're going to put bigger descriptions in and just really maximize everything that these third-party websites let us do. As I talked about before, this particular listing had a lot of updates. So we actually saved that as a JPEG and set it up as a second photo, because this really shows value to a buyer. When a buyer sees that this particular home has had $97,000 in upgrades, that's really going to show it off. So we want buyers to see that, and just putting an attachment in there and relying on other agents to show that to buyers doesn't always work. So we really want it in the face of all those buyers. Now I want to point something out again. I know I talked about it in the beginning, but you can see here in another section, homes with that video icon in the top left-hand corner are going to show up before other homes. And with being a Premier agent, my listings are going to show up before non-Premier agents' listings that simply just syndicate into Zillow. The next is going to be Realtor.com. I'm a preferred agent on Realtor.com. Again, that's an additional monthly cost that I pay. The nice thing about being a Premier agent on Zillow and a preferred agent on Realtor.com is it allows me to market my open houses in those websites as well as go in and add additional photos. I'm going to go back to Zillow real quick, but a Zillow allows me to put 60 photos in there. MLS only allows me to put 36. So I can go in and add additional photos. And you can see on this listing, we made sure that this went in properly. Once again, that updates and upgrades sheet there, just so it's right in the face of buyers. We go in and make sure all the information is accurate: bedrooms, square footage, lot sizes. We'll add additional characters into the description if we need to. And then the next website out of the top 3 is going to be Trulia. Now, in my opinion, Trulia isn't that fancy, but a lot of buyers do use it, so we want to take advantage of that. So we'll go into this website, we'll add additional photos if we need to, put in a bigger description, and just all around make sure all the information is syndicated properly. Now, for our active listing marketing plan on Facebook, same thing. We're going to be using that Zillow algorithm to put this listing in front of potential buyers. And when a buyer sees our listing, it's going to look something like this. They can click on this link here and it'll take them to the personal website, or they can click through and see some of the photos this way. And they could click on this link, or they can simply click on a photo and it's going to take them to the personal website. All of my listings have professional photos, professional video, as well as this personal website. And this is really nice because you can send this to friends and family. You can share it on your social media because you never know where that buyer is going to come from. So they come here, they can see additional photos down here. They can just scroll through. If they'd like to click the video, they just hit play and it's going to show the video of the home. Once again, as I said before, this is a photographer actually walking through the home, really showing off what this house looks like. Now, the last thing we always want to do after we list a home, on Thursday, after Friday comes, we go through, we make sure everything's syndicated properly. We always want to Google our listings and make sure that it's showing up on all the websites properly. And it's really maximizing the exposure, because the more exposure you get, the more chance we have to sell your home for top dollar. Well, you made it to the end of the video. I hope it was a little bit entertaining and you definitely learned a thing or two now about the difference between what most agents are doing to get their listings sold and what I'm doing to get my listings sold for top dollar. Like always, if you have any questions, always feel free to reach out to me. And until the next time, I look forward to working with you and I hope you have a great day.